This guy can build you a computer with some cardboard and some chopsticks.
Cardboard, a paper clip, and a piece of aluminum foil.
But he's like, I cannot get on this blab. Hilarious.
I had a hard time. I just kind of see right now. It took me a while. I was like, oh, there's some icons I've never seen before.
I mean, it's so weird though. Like, the first time I was invited on as a guest on one of these shows, I just went on like that. I've never had a problem, but some people, I guess they have problems.
I've never had trouble with never had a problem with my iPhone. So I had little issues with my computer. But
there we go. There we go. The struggle was real. What's up?
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Do you have a headphone? I mean, headset at all?
I don't have a headset.
Headphones? No?
I have headphones.
Maybe that might add a little less BS.
Yes, or reverb or feedback.
All right, we about to get it going. And just
should do a close up like
here we go.
Match on your line.
Okay, now I hear.
Sorry, that was my computer.
Oh,
I forgot how this thing works.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. We're about to get it going in just a second. Sorry for the delay, everybody. People are starting to pile in.
It's been a long time, DL.
This episode is brought to you by Gatorade.
Last time I was building
talking. Oh wait, are you a troll? Amy Martin Wine. Let's see. Okay, because I love trolls.
What's a roll?
A troll, dummy. Guess what? Wait a second. I love this.
Troll.
Look at this. Troll gone. Love it.
Oh, you get.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do get trolls.
Yeah.
But I have a quick troll trigger finger. So, oh wait! I get the X out their comments. Okay, we're never here. Love it.
But strange.
Let me know when you are ready, DL. We'll get it popping.
Well, I think I'm ready. Let's see. Sure, there's nobody outside my office.
Look at he got an office now. Look at DL.
Yeah, I got a view. Let's see. Turn around. I got my own window back there.
Yeah, I have a troll.
Shop's all shut down, but
you know what? Let me make Solomon, aka Jet Strange. You can get rid of trolls too now, Jet. And everybody on the show can do it too.
Hey, I'll ban.
So any troll.
Well, don't give him. It's like don't give Ben that. He'll be like kicking me out for being a troll.
Yeah. So he got
he's a troll.
I'm gonna block you.
Oh, you'll know when it's a troll. They'll be saying a bunch of dumb shit, and you'll be like, when we identify them.
That doesn't clarify it enough. Again, you're gonna get me kicked out as a troll, saying dumb stuff.
All right. So, are you ready, Dio?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you guys are.
All right. Well, let's do this. I'm about to hit the big red button. All right, here we go. Hitting the big red button. Oh, shoot. The show. Hello, and welcome to a special episode of The Spotlight. I am your host, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California. This is episode, believe it or not, 213. 213. This is a special kind of reunion episode before our new season starts, which is probably going to be like April or something like that. Of course, we like participation. There's many ways you can participate. You can participate by going to our website, which is indyradio.org, indyradio.org. You can also call in, and our call-in number is 323-522-4601. Once again, that number is 323-522-4601. And another way you can participate is you can come to blab.im, Vlad.im is a wonderful site that allows you to see us. Maybe that's not good because now you got to see us. And you can come to Vlad.im and you can check us out there as well. So many ways that you can participate and check us out. Let me introduce my co-host straight from surgery. That shows you what kind of trooper he is. Olaf Barbosa just had eye surgery, you guys. But he said, I'm still going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the show, Olaf.
Thank you. It's like I had eye surgery on one eye Tuesday, and on this eye this morning. So, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why this writing is so hard to read on my shirt here. This is the shirt I was wearing for the surgery this morning, and I had my eye doctor to sign it. So he signed it from his perspective of being behind me, so it's upside down.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, and I didn't expect it because you just had eye surgery. I wouldn't even do the show after eye surgery.
It's like, and then like. It's like I have my checkup in the morning to make sure everything's good, and probably make that little 200-mile drive back home tomorrow night.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty impressive. Now, these two people, I'm so glad to have them on the show. I'm gonna start off with the man Benjamin Tuttle.
Howdy.
How you doing, Benjamin?
Doing pretty good. Just kind of looking into my microphone, make sure everything's all right. It's kind of way out to the side, but everything's good. Just released something recently.
It's so cool that Ben is on the show because part of the reason why I know our guest tonight, D.L. Watson, is because of Ben. He may not realize this, but I met Ben, and Ben introduced me to some other people, which led me to meet D.L. So, Ben was kind of like my Trojan horse into the machinima community. So I just, wrote on in with Ben. I don't think he realized it, but I'm so glad that you're here. We often called him the fifth Beatle when we had 4 hosts on the show. And I'm so glad that you are here and joining us. It's been a while since we ever had a chance to chop it up.
Oh, it's been a while. It's just I've been busy with a lot of things. I went back to school. I'm becoming a draftsman now, so I have to use this little tool here a lot. It's a little caliper.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn to read.
But you haven't given up filmmaking, though, right?
No. I do it as a hobby, and I just released something actually recently. It was called The Guy Girl, issue 2. Actually, it's kind of continuation.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. We're going to talk about it as well. Now, let's say the man of the hour. This guy from his hit machinima film, The Grave People, that unfortunately you cannot see anywhere because you just got to remember it. And his other wonderful projects. He used to be a host on this show, The Spotlight, back in the day. He's been doing wonderful things, and we're going to get to all the wonderful things that he's been up to. But it is the one and only D.L. Watson. How you doing, D.L.?
I'm hanging in there. Can you guys hear me all right?
We hear you wonderful, man. We hear you really well.
You're just fine.
All right.
Now,
doing good.
Now, I'll say this. A lot of people don't know why, the name of my website is called indieradio.org, and also Indie Showcase. And DL is partly the reason for that. DL used to have a website called TMU Theater. And he decided at some point that he wanted to drop the TMU part. I'm not going to get into that. And he was looking for another name to call his website, which allowed people to show their machinima animated films to a live audience. And I believe it was Afterthought gave you the indie, because I think INDIE was obviously taken. And I think it was there who came up with the idea of using INDY. And you called your website Indie Theater.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, Indie Theater. And so you did that for how long did you do the indie slash TMU theater?
Oh, well, TMU theater and indie theater, I think it was like 3 years. 3 year total 3 years. Yeah.
So when DL stopped doing it, and I went and took the mantle from him and continued, just so there'll be some continuity, I kept the indie on and called it Indie Showcase, and we continue to do it. So I kept using the indie part for a lot of things, you know, and it's actually a callback to D.L. Watson. People ask me that all the time. Why do you call your thing? And I realized because so many people, the people have changed, so they have no idea. So
right, a lot of new faces.
Right. So which is so now I got this on record. People can stop asking me.
Yeah.
So
and the only reason why I changed it from TMU to Indie is because I was hoping to attract a larger audience. You know, not just the TMU universe, but the independent filmmakers, live action filmmakers. So that was the idea. Indie being independent filmmakers kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana Jones, because I love him. Great character.
I love that too. People ask me that too. It's like, are you a fan of Indiana Jones? Is that why? Yeah, you know. And then I got to tell them that stupid long story.
Yeah.
I make them sit through it for asking me. So now your claim to fame, and we all know you from, is you're a filmmaker, and you're a filmmaker of some note in our little community because you died on the cross for a lot of people because you used. I think you were one of the early people to use outside editing and all of that stuff. And you took a lot of funerals, right?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the amount of hate that I received for using outside editing. But yeah, that was one of the early people to do so. I think me and K4 were the first ones that started to experiment with that. So yeah, it was just, so for me, it was the next way to do it. It was the only way that I could get interested into it. It was to be able to, you know, use something outside of the program. And what was weird is my program, my version of the movies that we were using, didn't do lip syncing, so I had to do something externally. Every time I import an audio file, it just would not lip sync for whatever reason. That's why if you watch the first Great People, which you'll never see, the audio never syncs up.
Well, was it on a Mac?
No, it was on a PC.
Really?
You're not a Mac guy, right?
Not really, no. I mean, I have nothing against Macs, but I just tend to. I've worked with PCs all my life. The last Mac that I worked with was a 1985 Macintosh thing.
Oh, so, wow!
Yeah,
that's the little computer from War Games or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shall we play a game?
Yeah. But you know, they do have their pros and cons. I will say that. I mean, I really do like the operating system on a Mac. I prefer it sometimes. Other times it just annoys the shit out of me. So,
you know, I have to say though, D.L. Watson was always very inspiring to me because, you know, you're just this guy, right? And who basically you didn't go to film school or anything like that, right?
No, not at all.
And you basically grinded and taught yourself, you know, everything you know, basically, right? You use tutorials, right? Mm-hmm. YouTube videos, Jesus, you know, whatever.
You know? Yeah, I basically I taught myself everything I know. I just went online and was watch tutorials. Video Copilot was a huge resource for me in the early days. I mean, now it's just exploded. Now everybody's using it. But I think that you know, and it's very much it's funny because it was like I started off as a live action filmmaker, but it was just doing crazy little things that I would never show anybody. And then I ruined my back, and so then the next stage was like, okay, what can I do to get this creative outlet going? You know, because I want to do something visual, and so the movies was like, oh, hey, I could make these little animated films and do that, and your tweet just threw my attention off, Kente. Appreciate that. But yeah, so after that, I discovered Movie Storm and all that other stuff. But then when my back got better, I went back into live action filmmaking and took everything I learned from the virtual filmmaking and applied it to live action filmmaking. So, and I'm still learning every day. So it's not like I'm any kind of pro or anything. I do something and try it out, see how people respond to it, and then move on and do something new. So
you remind me of, do you remember that TV show called The Pretender? Where that guy Jared would read a book and then now he's like a doctor. Or
Jared Fogle, right? We're not
no, it's not that Jared. Yeah, it's like he read a book and now he's a director. I tried to tell Olaf he should allow me to do his eye surgery because look, DL learned how to do his stuff from YouTube videos. I'm sure I can do eye surgery from a YouTube video.
I told you I didn't trust you, but I'd let Miosha work on me.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, I don't think she has as steady as hand as I do. Okay,
I don't care.
You can do a YouTube video for anything. I could have done your eye surgery. It'd have been really easy. And then if I messed up your eyes too bad, then we'll just use a 3D printer to print you out a new one.
There you go. Print out a new one. It's like with bionic vision in it. Yep. It's like put that super X-ray vision, all that good stuff in it. Yeah. Print one up with all the extras.
Movie.
He's like, let me write that down. Now I'm gonna go back a little bit before we go forward. And you had some legendary in our community film projects, live action film projects that the one, and we talked about this when me and you talked. You had this movie called Transcend that I remember you released like I think it was a trailer, and you had like dinosaurs in that thing. I mean, like it's a live action film. You had a dinosaur in there. You had time travel and all of this stuff, and it looked really cool. And once again, it kind of disappeared. So I know that maybe some people remember those trailers and stuff. We were wondering what happened.
Well, Transcend, it was one of those things where, how's the analogy go? You bite off more than you can chew. It was just too early. I didn't know. I needed to. There's so much in the visual effects world that even today I don't know about. So I had the ambition, to have this story of this woman that goes back in time and try to save her, or to see her dad, just not even try to save her, see him one more time, and she gets stuck, in these other time periods. And the dinosaur thing the story was so integral in that effect shot that that's really what killed it, is we couldn't get the dinosaur to look right or believable in a live action story. And so it was one of those things where we just like, God, we really kind of shot ourselves in the foot by writing this whole story around this time period, that if we cut it out, it makes the story not make sense. So we actually, we shelved it for a little while, and we actually rewrote a script, and we were to reshoot it using DSLRs, some of the new technology that it was coming out at that time, to really make it really cinematic. But Nick and I kind of parted ways on the project. He wanted to go work on a feature film, and I started working on another script called Trinket. So that's when we kind of just shelved the project and decided that, maybe one day we'll go back to it and we'll make it. But just one of those things, you start a project and you're really passionate about it, and then you realize that, it's not the right time.
So basically, in order to see Transcend, we're gonna have to do like Misery, and just get you and Nick, and just basically chain you to your computer and bang it out, pretty much.
Well, we shot the whole film. It's just it can, in today's standards, watching it would look pretty terrible. So it's it was shot all on a Sony Handycam. Everything's in focus. There's no creative. There's just. We were so noobs about it that it was just, today I would cringe to look at it.
We've seen terrible before. We've seen Ben. You've seen The Room, right? So that bad.
Ben, we can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I didn't press the mute mic. The Room, actually, there's a funny story. I was exposed to The Room because my professor was the guy who called it the Citizen Kane of bad movies. And he taught that film like a religious course.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's funny.
Shots fired in the chat.
So is it that bad though? Really? Is it really that bad idea?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But you are a perfectionist, though.
Yeah, I am a perfectionist. So I mean, I could tell you that myself, by my standards, it's bad. So.
Okay, well,
but,
I can
hey,
appreciate
but there's always a worse film out there. So.
Right. Okay.
There is.
Okay, so we had Transcend. Of course, we have the Gray People, which at one point the Gray People was the movies Machinima, and then it was the movie Storm Machinima. Then it was
I'd like to go on record with the Gray People just for a second here. What killed the Gray People was Machinima.com.
Yep, I'm willing to believe that because they own all your content.
I was affiliated with Machinima.com, and I released the trailer for the newest movie Storm version, uploaded it, and just seeing the amount of just dickwad kind of comments that were on it, and just the fact that a lot of, hundreds of people were tuning in and saying that they thought that they read the Gay People. To me, it killed all motivation to continue the project. It was like, here I was super excited about making the show, and I had spent 4 years in development on it, and then it just got equated to a pile of shit. And so it hurt my feelings. It just demotivated me, and I needed to do something else. So that's why I basically stopped working on it.
Well, me and Ben was working on our parody called The Gay People. So you really messed up our movie, by the way. Because we were ready to make that drop right at the same time.
Yep. But
that's unfortunate though, because I seen the he has a trailer. Oh wow, he has a teaser.
Well,
okay, wow. What's so funny is that I saw you showed it to me, the movie Storm version of the Gray People, and it was fantastic. It was really good. I may have been the only person, right? In the community.
You were the only. Yeah, I think you were the only one that saw it. Yeah.
I was kicking myself for not downloading it because I was trying to be honest, and I was like, right. I should download this because I should have known that DL was gonna make it disappear, and I started to download it, and I said, no, I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna do it. And man, I would have had that on. I'd have had that on some Chinese site making money.
Well, it wouldn't have made any sense either. It was only the first chapter of like 12 chapters. So
12.
Yeah. But it was really good though.
I mean, that was like at least a couple of years ago. Just imagine the level of progress, especially with programs like DAS or Poser.
Oh, I know.
And
that's the other downfall about. That's why for me, I saw a message on the virtual cinemakers, virtual filmmakers thing on Facebook today about why is it there are more people like working and doing virtual films, and for me it's one of the biggest things is that now there is so much of an investment to learn how to animate. It's a learning curve. There's huge, and then on top of that, the moment that you learn, next year they've got a brand new program. They've got something better. And it almost becomes a deterrent for you to actually create anything, because it's like once you get comfortable with the program that you're using, all of a sudden you feel the need to jump on the other program because it makes your story more marketable because now it's made with iClone 6. And then you're going to get more people watching it because it's made with the new program. But if you are, or whatever you're doing, that's the sucky thing about being a filmmaker in these days. It's like, unless you're using the latest and greatest stuff, it's really hard to even get an audience to look at your content. I mean, for last year, I rode on the wave of buying the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera and shooting a bunch of videos with it, and I got thousands of views just because I was shooting these stupid videos with the camera, and it wasn't even creating anything good. I was just shooting montages, and I was getting more views on that than I have ever gotten on any of my short films. And to me, today, that's what's sad, and it kind of goes with the virtual cinema market. I mean, unless there was one program that that you learned and they didn't completely change the UI or didn't completely just add this new feature that just is groundbreaking, that you have to do some learning curve. That's the biggest deterrent for me, at least.
Yeah, I understand, especially with iClone. Hang on, sorry, that's the Beagle. He likes to bark. But that's the big thing about the, especially when it comes to, the great example is I have a production that had spent 5 years in the making. And that's Synergy, Kinsey.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Got a little mute.
Yeah, I muted my mic. This microphone picks up a lot of things. And the problem is, it's because everything is set up so great. I had to build props and constantly I changed costume like 7 or 8 times. But there has to be a point where you have to say, okay, that's enough. And I'm reaching to that point where I'm saying, okay, that's enough, or this thing will never get done. And you have to kind of get yourself a kick in the ass to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's great about, for me at least, shooting live action is that, there's always going to be there's always going to be some new camera out there, but still the core fundamentals are the same. You're still making content, and you get all that realism, all that, you get the beautiful keyframes in animation, in live action. So you don't have to worry about,
Right. Do you like working with actors? Do you love are you like George Lucas? You don't like working with actors?
No, I like working with actors that aren't full of themselves. So I usually try to work with people who tend to have only just started acting, or who are either just started acting or they're coming from the theater world, not actors that are actually already like programmed for film, because I find them to be less moldable. Right. People coming just out of theater and into the film, they need to be taught about subtlety, and you have an ability to kind of mold them in the way that you want them to be, and then you develop a relationship with them by doing that, and then you notice that they're coming back to you for other projects. I like working with actors generally. I don't like working with people. I hate people for some, on a general basis. But that's, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can, kind of work with the people that I like to work with.
Mm-hmm. So how do you get in that DL inner circle? What kind of people are you looking for? Are you looking for, quiet people? Just worker bees?
I don't know. Right now there's no open positions, so there's that. But I don't know. I like people who are, they got common sense. I don't know. There's just one of the most annoying
people like that from. Where do you find? I'm looking to find those people.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky here where I'm at that we've got a community college that I've attended, so I've made a lot of connections there at the community college, and in fact, everybody here that I worked with or that I've hired has come from the community college, and I've either worked with personally or I know somebody that's worked with them personally, and so it's very much a 6 degrees of separation of who I work with. I tend to want to hire people that I either know or that I know somebody who knows them. And that's just the unfortunate thing about this industry is, you could be skilled, but it's about who you network with, and that's a huge aspect to the.
Who you know and who you blow.
Yep.
It's like I always collaborate with somebody. Like Machinima-wise, there's always people I collaborate with because people I can trust and work with. And there's this guy. He makes a couple of small films, and he and I collaborate a lot. I'm usually an editor for him. One of his films got into a few film festivals around the country, and it's just people that you trust and you work well with and you associate. That's what you gravitate towards. Otherwise, if it's somebody who's stuck up, and I've dealt with those kind of people before, both on Machinima and real life. I dealt with somebody who was a hipster cinematographer, and he wanted things his own personal way. I'm like, you don't do that. It's not going to create continuity. Do you understand that? And he doesn't listen, and well, it turns out to be pretty bad.
What is your on set demeanor? I just picture DL being like this kind of dictator type cat who the bullhorn and the whip. Is that true?
No, actually, it's Don. I'm actually I don't know. I can only give you a scenario. I was on set just an hour and a half ago. I'm a listener, so I'm always in my head. I'm thinking about I'm looking at what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing like, okay, what can I do to make this better? And sometimes I'm the kind of guy that I'll ask somebody else, like, what do you think of that? Because they're also looking at it as well. And sometimes they might say something, I may not agree with it, but it will help me kind of formulate what I need to say or articulate to the person to make a change, or better for me to understand what it is that I'm finding wrong with a scene, or what needs to improve, or what needs to be added. So there are times when you have to be a dictator. There's times when you got to say, no, this is my decision. This is what we're going to do, because everybody wants to have their say in it. But for the most part, if somebody has, like, for example, today we were out shooting a bit, and one of my field producers was like, hey, maybe we should have them kind of walk up to the car and say this bit of dialogue. And I was like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's actually do that. So we actually did it. And I try not to squash anybody's ideas unless it's just completely out of place, or I feel like it's not appropriate for the scene. But I try to do it in a nice way. I have never had the need of being a kind of mean-spirited or anything like that. Definitely no James Cameron or
no James Cameron.
Yeah. You have to be stoic, but you have to be easygoing, and when the suggestion is right, it really is right. Otherwise, you have to put your foot down.
I mean, to me, filmmaking is a collaborative process, and I think what's the most addictive thing about doing like live action films is that you've got everybody there that's doing a certain job, but everybody there is seeing the same thing the director's seeing, and sometimes they can see something that the director may not. I'm standing outside, I'm looking through my eyes, and unfortunately I don't have a monitor to see what the cameraman sees. So the cameraman might see something that I may have missed because he's focused on what he's looking at. And so he may actually, I need to be open to allow him to say, hey, I don't know if that take worked so well. And I appreciate that, because to me, that's him saying that he's passionate enough about the project to want to see the best result. I'm not going to squander that. I'm not going to tell him he's a piece of shit or anything like that, or make him feel like he can't say anything, because that's actually detrimental to the end product.
Things conflict. Once it's there, it stays there throughout the entire production. Especially.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about. Now, I know you did a movie called The Letter, which was fantastic, and you also did a film called The Trinket as well, and both short films. And I believe The Letter was a black and white film, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And then also too, you did graphic as well, which I thought was really good as well.
That was Nick's film, but I helped on it. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So he directed that film.
Yeah, he directed it.
Oh, okay. So what was those experiences like? Because I think that was when you first started working with DSLR in your filmmaking, right?
Yeah,
Was
that
with
was
those.
really early. Yeah, the letter was my what I would consider my first short film that I ever directed. That was live action. That came out in 2010. I came out with a remastered version in 2016 or 2015 last year, where I added some new effects and it was a new edit and new sound effects and all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I shot that entire film in a day, and it was shot for like $50. And what's it was a good learning experience for me because it was something that I could, you know, take, and then that's what really kind of like sparked that interest in live action. Because at the time I was doing machinima pretty heavily during that time, and I made it for Hard 40's passion competition, and so it was after that I really started to think heavily about maybe I should get back into doing live action because I'd had back surgery and I was feeling better. I could hold a camera up without crying, so it was all around a better way to go. So and then graphic. I would consider graphic to be the single most challenging thing that I've ever done because as far as I was a VFX artist on it, and we wanted to basically create the Scanner Darkly look in that film and give it that animated look. And even though it was shot with live action characters, have each live action character converted to a cartoon. And on top of that, it was for a contest that was due in 6 days. So it was just like I had to come up with so many workarounds to try to figure out how to make this work. And I had to basically deconstruct After Effects that I had barely used at that point to learn how to do it. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about green screen. It taught me a lot about, rotoscoping. It taught me a lot about, pacing and all that stuff when it comes to how do you make something how do you take an actor that's like it's a green screen and composite him into an environment that is fake, but also have a sense of composition, that actually makes sense. And cool little fact, all the backgrounds of that animated film were all movie sets. So it was literally me putting live action characters into a movie storm environment, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it came out really good. I mean, the way as the community looked, it just looked like, man, this dude is, like it. I guess we would assume you would have your issues like in any production, but it just looked like, man, like dang, this guy done stepped his game up. It looked very good. It was outstanding.
Yeah,
I was very much impressed with it.
And I wish Nick still had it up on his YouTube channel because it's something that he should feel proud of because I think that it.
He should. Why is it? It's nowhere to be found.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it up for a while. So.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the audience this: if DL or Nick Blackhead ever post any kind of content, download it, steal it, because you may never see it again. They are the kings of stuff disappearing completely from the net.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually deleted all my short films off the line for a couple of years ago, but it was one of those going through a funk in life. So,
no.
Yeah, I don't get rid of nothing.
No, what stays up on the internet stays in there.
Yeah. Okay, it says if DL Watson can't be found online, does it mean he doesn't exist?
Found him.
So when are you gonna do? He's an illusion. So are you gonna do any features in the future?
Yeah, I'm actually writing a feature film right now. The title has changed several times. Right now, it's called The Abacus, and it's a sci-fi. It kind of takes place like 10 years from now, so it's sci-fi, but it's it's not that sci-fi. It's more or less just like we've progressed with gadgets and toys. But the whole idea is that we live in a society where our cell phones are no longer powered by cell phone. Like the tech, like our iPhone doesn't have the computer chip inside. It's actually just a display. The computer chip is actually in your mind, and so your phone becomes basically just a window to your memories and everything. So, you walk around and your mind is constantly recording your life events and all this stuff. So in this world, you commit a crime, you could have it's called an abacus. That's what is in your mind. You could have your abacus subpoenaed, and basically you have to willingly give over your memories, or they can basically lobotomize you and take it and find out if you committed that crime or not. So the story is much kind of like Breaking Bad. So you think you take the Breaking Bad aspect of like drug abuse and all that stuff, and you put it in this world where you have this technology, and it's about basically a crime syndicate that has a new drug that allows people to experience a sense of euphoria. They basically go into a virtual reality in their mind. Mm-hmm. But it's also connected wirelessly through an online network. So you could literally, the film kind of starts off on this beach, and this person comes up and they talk to this guy. But then we realize that this beach isn't real, and the whole world, this environment isn't real. It's being created in their mind in this virtual world. And it's a drug they've taken. But this particular drug is illegal because there's a risks involved with this new technology. The people that can install malware basically in your head that allows you to basically take over your body and basically turn you into what is called a proxy, and you can be controlled to do criminal acts, and you'd have no idea. You'd wake up and you'd have no idea that you committed this crime. So So anyway, that's the basic general idea of it. That's something I've been writing it for the last year, and I'm starting to get it kind of formulated. But I'm hoping to get it started shooting in the next year or so. But I'm in no rush.
Wait a minute. In your world that you created, that means a wife can download if you were cheating?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Basically, they could hire, the private investigator could basically put something in your drink that basically installs a backdoor to your mind and be able to download your memories, or even install new memories that you never knew were there. So,
so let me ask you a question. If we watch the last 5 years tape of D.L. Watson's life, would we be disgusted, or would we be inspired by the goodness that goes on in your life?
No, I've had a lot of fun. I mean, let's see, the last time that I was at the Tanya community, I was living with my grandmother. I was going through some hard times, and I ended up getting a job and making money. Now I have, a two-bedroom townhouse, 2-story. I got myself a brand new 2006.
Wait a minute. I ain't talking about work. I'm talking about behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the
work.
scenes.
You're gonna get into what you're doing, but yeah, like I'm talking about DL and debauchery. Is that what the D stands for?
Debauchery? No, not at all. I mean, my personal life. I mean, it's I got my girlfriend that I've been with for almost 10 years now. So, we
and let's give her kudos. 'Cause she's a wonderful person, and she is she's a doll. She should get tax credit for putting up with no taxes for her.
Yeah, she should.
She's wonderful.
Yeah. We're
unless she's
married.
Changed, right? She hasn't changed at all. She turned into a female Walter White. Is she still the sweet?
Well, if I'm Walter White, then she's definitely my Skylar. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, she's a great person, and tell her I said hi. Give her a big hug for me.
I will.
Now let's get into what you do, which is really cool. And you are the executive producer of a program that I want you to tell everybody about.
Yeah, I'm executive producer of a television show called Gray Cars. It's a Mopar restoration show. So late 60s, early 70s Plymouth Dodges. We restore them basically to the way that they were built when they were first released on the factory. So I'm on the production side of it. I don't actually do any of the car work. We leave those to the grunts out there that know what they're doing. But yeah, we were on the television show Discovery Velocity, or the channel, and yeah, I've been doing that since 2012. So,
wow, it says about 4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
4
impressive.
years. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Now I don't mean I mean this in a good way, but I don't see DL and car restoration of cars. How did this marriage happen? You don't seem like a car guy.
I'm not. It's kind of funny. My dad's the car guy, and he was always the one into that. But they were basically, I was going to community college. I was getting bored of it because it was basically teaching me everything that I already knew in video production. But I needed to do something. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to drop out. I told my teachers, I said, I'm dropping out next term. And you guys don't have anything for me to offer, and I'm just going into debt. And I don't want to continue to go into debt. So it was so weird. I walked out of a meeting with one of my teachers, and I got a phone call asking me to come in for an interview for a job which I had never applied for. And they said that they got my contact information from one of their associates and a teacher at LCC. So I went in for the interview, and they were looking for a field producer to produce basically the show Graveyard Cars. Long story short, I ended up taking on the job, and ever since then, been there. The challenge is that they needed somebody to basically create a TV show that they were behind schedule on. So they only had shot 4 episodes into their second season, and they had 3 months left to shoot the rest of the 13. So basically I had to go in there and basically outline episodes and figure out what is the best story to be told with this reality TV content. We were successful and ended up doing several more seasons, and now we're doing season 6 right now.
Man, I think it's really cool too. I just put the Facebook page as well as the website address in the chat room so you guys can check it out. I'm so happy for you, man, because I know that you've really paid your dues, and you went from like we all have. Hey, it's Chris 62. You went from we all struggle at times. I think that's something that we all have gone through, and to see you doing so well, I'm very happy for you, man, because you definitely deserve it, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm pretty humble about it. I'm just glad to have a job, and every day I get to go work with my friends. So
there you go.
And it's as executive producers, Casey Ferris, Aaron Smith, and DL Watson. Go ahead, man. I'm very happy for you, dude.
Yeah.
And Springfield, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys shoot with Canon DSLRs?
We shot the first 5 seasons with Canon DSLRs. Yeah. Wait. This season we're shooting with Sony FT5s.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me do. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, just my interest, Mr. Benjamin Tuttle, but we're shooting with F55s. With the Canon PL 17 to 120.
Oi. Hi.
Yeah, 2 cameras. They cost just under $200,000.
Yeah, but you'll need a mortgage payment for those.
Yep.
Don't let me on that set.
But the thing is, we didn't pay for them. The network just gave them to us.
Sleep.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, definitely be walking home with a souvenir.
I know. I'm gonna take a car and a camera.
Yeah. And I'm sure Benjamin Tuttle knows what a movie is.
Yeah.
They sent us. They sent us the movie and a mimic that comes with it. So,
Jeez, you're lucky.
yeah,
Lucky bastard.
Nice.
I
yeah.
want to do a quick chat room shout out. We have Jet Strange in the chat room. We have Jeff as well. We have Patrick Voss of the Late Night Mix Up. We have Tori Rush from the Infectious Geek Show.
How'd she get in here? So she got past the security again. Darn it. Hi, Tori.
We have Grayson Sonata from Movie Time. She's in there. Of course, James Atwell, better known as the Pop-Tart Kid. We got Chris62 in the house. How you doing, Chris? Maybe if you got a camera, maybe you'll pop on at some point. And, of course, we have Arpo in the chat room as well. And, of course, we have some plus ones. If you want to come in and you're a plus one, all you got to do is have a Twitter account and you can come in and chat as well. So, and then, we'll open up a seat and let people come in as well.
They'll kick me out and you can come in.
But so if you want to come in, let us know and then we'll cycle you in. But man, I'm so proud of you, man. So this show, what are the biggest challenges with the show, producing it? Give us a bird's eye view of what you go through as the executive producer.
Well, I'm pretty much a jack of all trades. A producer just is like an overarching, you do everything kind of thing. Basically, what I do is I manage I supervise post-production and production, and I kind of oversee the creative vision of the show. One of the things you'll see this season is a credit for series director, something that we're putting in there just because it helped emphasizes my role a little bit, because for the last 3 seasons I've been kind of directing the show. So I kind of direct the show. What I do is I go on set and I'm with the camera crew and I watch what's happening. There's a lot of reality shows that are scripted and they are very much, they're crap, like The Bachelor and all that other shit. But our show is, it's pretty much what you see on camera is what you get. We're just well, my job is to make sure that we get the most out of what we're recording. So, if they're putting something in a car, I basically am there to say, hey, tell me a little bit about what you're working on. What is this? What's significant about this part? Is there anything rare about it? Is there anything unique? And so anytime you see them talking to somebody off camera, they're talking to me. So you can watch any episode and any of the characters that are talking to whoever they're talking to, they're talking to me. And I'm asking them questions. And so then when it's done being shot, when we finish recording the bit, that it gets dropped, and then basically I have that assigned to my editors up here upstairs, and each editor has their own office, like I'm in my office right now, and they edit the bit and they make it look good, and we review it in a morning meeting or an evening meeting depending on when they finish it, and then when it's done, it's uploaded to our Trello account, in which I then download it and then start to formulate an episode with it. So I watch the content, I see what the story is, and then I download another bit that's been shot, another bit, and I kind of see where they connect. So if they are working on the rear suspension of a 1968 GTX, and then the next bit they install that suspension in the 1968 GTX, and then the next bit they drive that GTX, which would be amazing if that ever happened. But those are connecting, and so then I tried to put those all in the same episode, because then it's also a build up to that reveal. You've got them working on something, they work on some more, and then they finish it, and then you got that payoff. And so then once we know what the kind of through line, the story of it is, then we go back and we shoot some other things that help support it. So we get more interviews and we get more more content that basically helps build up and create suspense. We do little tricks where, we're coming up on an act break and we're like, oh no, is this going to happen? And then we come back from break and nothing was going to happen. We just kind of made you think he was. So you would stay tuned through the commercial. But that's just the process of making a TV show. And that's pretty much what my job is. I put the episodes together, review them, and then I hand them off to our online editor that goes through it and kind of trims it up, makes it look nice, gets everything perfect, adds like the lower thirds, the nameplate, title plates, and all that stuff. This season, I'm doing all the visual effects work in the show too. So all the title plates and all the graphics and all that other stuff. So yeah. And then other than that, I do payroll and I negotiate with the network when it comes to our deals. I do that with our other two executive producers. So it's all in all just a little bit of everything. Whatever needs to be done, I'm there to do it if they need my help. That's just what a producer does.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome too. I see you have in the last season it's 24 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the air dates are kind of
26. We did 26. They may only show 24 on Wikipedia because it hasn't been updated yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wikipedia sucks sometimes. But I noticed that it was like it started in July 31st, 2014. Then the second episode was November 18th. And then I'm looking and it was like it went till like February and then it goes to August. That seems kind of of a strange airing schedule.
Well, what happened in our last season is we had a major cast change. So in the first half of the season, we had the cast that was involved in the first 3 seasons of the show. And then there was a major change that we went through, and I can't really talk too much about it, but there was a falling out with some of the cast, and so we had to basically take a break and start the new half of the season with a whole new cast. So it became just basically a new season, and it got pushed. That air date got pushed back almost 6 or 7 months. So and then we had a small hiatus for 3 weeks because they had the SEMA show down in LA. But yeah, it was last season was kind of weird, but we actually the new season, the latest season with the new cast, and not saying anything bad about the old cast because I respect them, they're great people, but we had some of the best ratings in our last season, which is why we're doing so well for this upcoming season as far as networks being interested in the show.
Nice. So how long do you think the show can go on?
Until the fat lady sings, or until the last Temmie is, started. So we've got about 10 years worth of cars out there to be restored. So it's quite amazing. If you check our Facebook page out, the Graveyard Cars one, there's a load of cars that are being restored, including the original freeway jump car from the Dukes of Hazzard movie that we're restoring. And and so that's pretty cool. There's controversy behind it. We understand that, so we're trying to stay away from that. But we're not trying to glorify that. But nonetheless, it's still kind of a cool pop culture icon car. So, and then we've got a Vanishing Point tribute car that we're doing. If anybody's familiar with that show. There's a lot to do. There's probably another 20 seasons worth out there.
Tori wants to know, what was your personal favorite restore?
We did a car called the Phantasm CUDA tribute car, and it was if anybody's ever seen the movie Phantasm, it has a 1971 black on black CUDA, Plymouth CUDA. And that to me is the most sexiest car that exists. And right now it's sitting right out my office right now. It's just down the stairs, right outside my window. I'd show it to you, but the lights are all turned off. But to me, it's just one of the coolest cars, and I would take that in a heartbeat.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Did you ever think you would be doing I hate to call it a reality show, but did you ever think you would be doing that?
Oh, hell no. Not at all. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, this is, I'm going to turn you around. This is Aaron Smith. He's one of the other executive producers.
Hey, Aaron.
I don't know. Did you see him?
Yeah, we saw him.
All right.
Aaron.
So I'm just going to walk with me here for a second.
All right.
So this is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very good, but this is the shop. It's all out here, but
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you could see the silhouette of any of the cars, but that's our workspace, and this is my office where I was just at. But anyway, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool. Yeah. Wow. So your office is right there, right, where you guys shoot at. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We actually moved into this building last year. It's a brand new building, and I requested them put a window so I could stand and look over the shop like Hitler.
I would have said Carlito from Carlito's Way, but okay, we'll take Hitler. That's funny. He's like, ah.
Yep.
That's funny. Oh man, I am just so happy for you, man. How many episodes are going to be in season 6?
There'll be 13, but we're doing 2 seasons back to back, so it'll be a total of 26 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
8-day filming schedule.
Huh?
Are you an 8-day filming schedule per episode?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Kite.
Are you guys on an 8-day filming schedule for each episode?
Oh, we are on a 4-day.
Oh wow!
Yes. So
wow. To do an hour show, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
We have to try to, do an episode every 4 days, pretty much. So it's a little bit easier with reality TV because again, you're just capturing what's there. There is some kind of like scripted stuff. We get little things that we have to get with sponsors and stuff that it's a little bit more like, okay, we need to get this shot, we need to get that, but other than that, it's pretty easy. It's just the editorial that takes a long time. So, because you're talking about like today was with these new cameras we're shooting, it was like you're almost a terabyte worth of footage for each day. So,
oh wow,
yeah, we have a shared storage system downstairs that's 53 terabytes, and we're getting another 73 or 93 next month. So just to be able to store all the footage. So a typical day could bring in like 6 hours worth of footage that has to be edited down into 5 minutes. So
do you have any time to do any other kind of projects?
Not really. I mean, that's why I've been kind of quiet on the since 2012. I haven't really been that prominent anywhere. I just don't have time to do anything. And what's cool is that all my creativity is being, kind of like invested into this, and I like it. So it's, I feel satisfied with it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I know we're gonna get some DL projects. You just said about your film Advocates that you're gonna be working on, and maybe we can have the guys clone you so that you more work done.
That would be nice. Yeah, I mean, well, when it comes to Advocates, it's one of those things where it's like there's no rush. It's just I'm just kind of writing it on the side. In fact, I thought about maybe I'll just make a novel. Maybe I won't make a movie out of it. But hey, it's good seeing you too, Chris62. Hope you're well. But yeah, it's just one of those things.
Now, so you said you're going to get married soon, right?
Hopefully.
You need a DJ. Chris is an expert DJ now.
So the getting married is your
She's definitely excited about getting married. That's for sure.
Okay, so it's the other way around. It's like she's the one that's got the plan. You're the one like, yeah, baby.
I've been trying to get married to her for 10 years. It's just something that's always prevented us. Finances, usually. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I'd be okay with going down to the courthouse and just sealing the deal. But, I got to make her happy, and there's no wrong saying that. She wants a wedding. So.
Okay. Me, if it was up to me, though, when I get married, it would be the quick courthouse, and it's done. But it's not up to us men.
No, let's help the family.
It's like if the boss is not happy, you'll never be happy.
Wait a minute! I know how you can pay for your wedding. Make it an episode.
See, I thought you were going to try to, work that back at the great people, sell the great people or something.
No, make it an episode. Somehow work it in, and you can get the studio to pay for it and everything, and it'll be on air. So they'll pay for the video, the filming of the wedding as well. See what I mean?
Well, we're going to have the wedding. We're going to have the wedding here at the shop, so that's actually going to save us a lot of money.
There you go. In other words, you could have one of the restoration restorations could be it needed some really nice, diamond wedding set or some really nice diamond, wedding set rings that need to be for that. So you work it right, you can get the whole thing taken care of in an episode.
Yeah.
Didn't Sherry Shepherd of The View, I think, didn't she do that? Or was it, Star Jones? Didn't she do something like that? She worked it at The View or something.
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, Dio, it can happen. Boys,
it's
our
happen.
supposed to rebuild a car around your ceremony. That's funny. Mm-hmm. But now that's cool. So, have you had a chance to see any movies lately?
Let's see. Oh well, I saw the latest Star Wars. Of course, I saw that. Like every
what do you think?
I thought it was pretty darn good.
I thought it was great. Honestly, I don't know how anyone who could see it wouldn't have liked it. I mean, I thought it was really good. What were they expecting?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
I thought that if anything, I liked it a lot better than Return of the Jedi. So
really, you didn't like the Ewoks?
No, not really. Return of the Jedi to me is the only enjoyable part is the whole Emperor and Luke confrontation. But no spoilers here because it seems like there's some people who haven't seen it yet. But
yep.
I thought.
God, really?
Yep. My family didn't see it till this weekend, and so I couldn't tell anything.
I'll say this: there was 3 things missing from The Force Awakens, and that was Ewoks, Jar Jar Binks, and midichlorians.
Thank God they were missing. So, yeah.
You know what would have been great though is that scene where Kylo Ren is like, "I'm gonna finish the work you started," and you pull back and you see Darth Vader's burnt up mask. If it was like Jar Jar Binks' severed head, that'd have been fun. That'd have been a great scene.
My favorite line is actually the very first line of the movie. And it's this is the start of making things right, and it was a great little jab at the original prequels,
right?
Or the prequels. So. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good film. It's not certainly without its flaws. I mean, there's things that I can point out, and a lot of it has to do with the third Death Star. But overall, I'm really excited to see what they come up with. My only fear is that they're just going to beat Star Wars to death. Having a film come out every year could be too much.
I want to see Rogue One. Looks good.
Rian Johnson is directing the next episode, and he's one of the best young directors
but
out
Rogue
there.
One comes out this year, though.
Yeah.
And Rogue One, I love that. Darth Vader's going to be in it, and possibly Obi-Wan Kenobi as well.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be great. Did you know that Ian McGregor provided a voice in Force Awakens?
Yep. And he's possibly going to be in episode 8, him and Yoda.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And Hayden Christensen as well. So
I don't know about that.
that's what they're saying. So
I know, but no, I'm just saying. I don't know if that's gonna be good. They're gonna go crazy with the stuff, you know.
oh yeah, and also no, just let me stop. But no, it looks good. I really, I really enjoyed that film as well. I haven't seen Deadpool yet. I keep hearing it's really good.
Yeah, I heard it was good too. Let's see, the other film I saw recently was Mad Max. I thought that was pretty good.
I like that. Yeah, wasn't that good?
Yeah. I think as a great, if you want to watch it, that's a great modern film to watch just for its visuals, like visual storytelling. There isn't a lot of dialogue throughout that film. And It's a great, like watching it was like, wow, I want to make a film that doesn't rely so heavily on dialogue.
You should see the film in black and white. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's actually pretty good.
I didn't know did they release it?
I think
in black and white?
Yeah, I've seen trailers and it actually looked pretty good.
Huh. I heard about it. I heard the director was saying that he wanted to do it black and white, and I was super excited to see it because I agree. I think for me, I prefer films in black and white. There's something aesthetically pleasing about it. I don't know. Like when I shoot my feature, The Abacus, it will be in a kind of a black and white, kind of blue tinted kind of film, but it will still be pretty much colorless. So, interesting theory though about that Mad Max though is that that I kind of like the aesthetic or the idea behind is that isn't Mad Max in the film. That's actually the feral boy from the Road Warrior, and he just adopted the name Mad Max. And
that's smart,
because if you watch the show or watch the movie, he has these visions of the death and stuff like that you see from the Road Warrior that the feral child was involved with. So it's interesting. It could be that Mel Gibson's character still exists in this world as the real Mad Max. So, which would explain why it's so much different. Like the environment looks so different than the Road Warrior does. Everything's progressed so far beyond what Road Warrior looks like. So.
That's really interesting. I never even heard that one before about it, but it when you think about it, it does make sense. Olaf,
yes.
Are you okay, Olaf?
Yeah.
You want to step out so we could
sure.
before we close out and let some people in?
Sure.
That's funny. Sorry about that. But Mad Max was good. The Martian was really good too. Did you see that one?
I did see The Martian. That was another great film of Matt Damon being saved.
Yeah, I know, right? Matt Damon, he definitely needs to be saved in every movie. There's like a montage of it or something on YouTube. That was pretty funny. Yeah. I thought The Martian was really good. I
enjoyed it a lot better than Interstellar.
Really? I liked Interstellar.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I liked Interstellar. I just, as an entertainment value, as far as a film goes, I think that I was more entertained by it was more fun to watch, I guess I should say, than Interstellar. Interstellar for me was much more of an intelligent film that you really had to pay attention to, which was great. But it was, there's things I love about Interstellar, but it just, entertainment-wise, I don't know. The Martian was more funny, hit some of the beats a little bit better. So,
Hey, Shutterbug, we have an open seat if somebody wants to pop in before we say good night.
Good night.
And ask any questions. But now you were going to start to say something, Ben?
No, nothing. I was just kind of making comments. But yeah, I have to agree. My father was not really. He falls asleep in movies instantly. His eyes was glued to the screen when he saw The Martian. So it's like, because he didn't even know that the movie was coming out. And I was like, hey, you want to go see it? And we saw this big giant IMAX screen.
Yeah.
So
in a way, isn't the Matt Damon's character very similar than his character in Interstellar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's surprisingly similar, costume design as well, and overall aesthetic. My only grief with The Martian is just that they depicted a storm on Martian landscape which would never happen in real life, and it just seems like to me, knowing common sense and science today would. That's something that as a writer you'd probably want to change. It'd be a really easy thing to change. You could change that inciting event to be something more real.
Better than Mission to Mars.
Yes.
Hey, Arpo.
Hey.
How are you doing, man?
All right. I'm just trying to plug myself back. Oh, what the heck. The battery will be good for a few minutes. To you,
right.
Mr. Watson, you're sorely missed in the community.
Am I really missed? I don't know if I'm actually...
Yeah.
Did you see Hail Caesar yet?
No, I haven't seen it. Is that any good?
I liked it for what it is. It's love letter.
That's the next movie on my list after I finish watching all the Oscar movies in preparation for Sunday's anniversary show on TMOA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
What I wanted to ask you is, do you consider that there is, in fact, a difference between real TV and reality TV? And if so, what is that difference so we'll all know?
Real TV versus reality TV?
Yeah. In other words, like you said, most reality TV is scripted.
Right.
And I would assume that, real TV is not scripted. So, a show like Pawn Stars, I don't think is as scripted as, say, The Bachelor or Survivor or...
No, you're absolutely right. In fact, I know a lot about Pawn Stars because, I don't know them personally, but we've kind of... through 6 degrees of separation, know a lot about them. So Pawn Stars is not scripted. It's but it is heavily outlined. So what they do is they have a guy wait outside their building, and they have several people wait out there that are going to come in and actually show their product and see if they can get it sold. It's the legitimate business is still there. You could do it, but the Rick doesn't actually work at the building anymore unless they're actually recording cameras. So, that's not scripted, but it is kind of formulated a little bit. But for like The Bachelor, for example, they do what is called Frankenstein editing, and that's where they'll literally change the way somebody speaks in the edit. And to me, that is its own form of scripting, because you're taking somebody's sentence that they're taking and cutting it up and splicing and rearranging what they say to say something different in a totally different cadence. And you can actually point this out by looking at the fact that, sometimes these women are holding like a wine glass in their hand, and then they cut to another shot, and suddenly the wine glass is gone. But then they cut back again, and then they have the wine glass again. And to me, that's its own form of scripting. The Kardashians, that's another show that's very heavily scripted, and it's scripted because they write an outline of what they're going to do, and then the producers suggest to them, hey, you should be angry at this point, you should feel angry at this point. And to me, that's its own form of scripting. That's where I distinguish the difference between real TV, like just watching some guys restore cars, versus The Bachelor or something of the sort.
Yeah.
A good example would be like American Chopper, if you've ever watched that show.
No, but I have a number of friends who watch it who say it's very good.
Yeah, it's a very good show, but a lot of people accused it of being scripted because there's a lot of drama that happens. A lot of people would get angry with each other right on camera, and people are like, enough with the drama, you stuff with the scripted stuff. And even our show's been accused of that, with the cast members arguing with each other and disagreeing, and that's the difference, is that in a body shop, when you've got a group of guys working together, you're going to argue, you're going to disagree, and you're not always going to get along, and you're going to pull pranks on them, and that's not being
If
scripted.
they didn't argue, then I would think it was scripted.
Exactly, So, but when you clearly are re-editing a sequence to make a character look more evil, or to look more naive or stupid than they actually are, to me, that's just its own form of scripting. So,
And that's douchebaggery.
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the Bachelor was sued a few years ago, and they actually admitted in court that this didn't actually happen the way that it showed on TV, that they actually edited it to be that way. You see it all the time. You watch the show. I mean, I watch over Melissa's shoulder because she gets into it. And this latest episode shows a preview for the next episode. And they show a shot of the girl screaming in fear. And then they show an interview with one of the girls saying, "I hope there isn't any sharks." And then they show a shot of a shark in the water, right?
Yeah.
And so you get this impression that, oh my gosh, these girls are going to be attacked by sharks in the next episode. I got to watch this shit, right? So the next episode comes on next week, and you watch it, and you realize that they show the shark, but it's just swimming gracefully as an establisher shot out in the ocean. And then they show the girls screaming, and they're screaming because they decided to let a bunch of pigs loose in the water to hand feed them. And so they're feeding pigs, and that wasn't even in the preview before. They made you think that there was going to be attacked by sharks.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old RKO serials. You're watching the heroes of the car. It doesn't have any brakes. He has no control. It goes over the cliff. It bursts into flames. Oh my God, he's dead. You come back next week, and then they show you the 5 minutes happened before he went over the cliff when he was able to get out of the car.
Exactly. But that's far more entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it makes you come back. That was the whole purpose of the serials, was to get people to come back next week.
Well, it's a Kuleshov effect, basically, and you slice 2 images, it'll create the same sequence. It's basically the ground edit of editing. The big point, the selling thing. They want you to come back. It's like
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's like a stupid show I used to watch on History Channel called The Curse of Oak Island.
Oh yeah, is that good? Is that a good show?
I heard of it.
But it's always cliffhanger moments at the worst, and then they leave you, and then you get drawn in. It's pretty good, clever tactic they use.
It's kind of
Did
like
you see the one?
It's kind of like The Walking Dead. They show you 2
Yes.
great episodes in the beginning of the season. You get hooked, and then they give you 6.5 hours of fluff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at Tori. That's Miss Walking Dead right there. What about Hunting Hitler? Did you see that one?
Me?
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hunting Hitler one.
Yeah.
About they were trying to find what happened to Hitler after he escaped Berlin or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was a good show, and they didn't give you anything they didn't give you any new information at all.
There's been so much Hitler on the History Channel that there's nothing new anymore. We
Well,
know it
Hitler,
all.
I think Hitler owns the History Channel.
When the History Channel first started for the first year, it was called the Hitler Channel. Because
Right.
it was about World War II and Hitler.
It's like in this episode, we're gonna delve into Hitler's heart.
Yeah.
What I love about the modern day History Channel or Discovery Channel proper is that you got shows like you're watching The Search for Bigfoot, right? And they're like, oh, we've got this new evidence that shows that Bigfoot is that's real, and so you're like, oh shit, I gotta tune in and watch this. So you start watching it, and then you go through the entire thing, and they rehash every bit of evidence which you've already seen before. And then you get to the end, you're like, yep, we're still searching for it, but hopefully we'll find something new. You're like, what the hell, man? And then you see the preview coming up next, The Search for the Loch Ness Monster. You're like, damn it, I gotta watch that one too.
River Monsters did a pretty good job with that. This guy, you've seen River Monsters, right?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
It's like he explains Loch Ness Monster so great. It's like it's a shark. He pretty much catches the shark.
Well, I will get out of here to make room for someone else. If there's anybody else that's Pardon, you want
It's
to
good.
comment?
It's good seeing you, Richard.
Great seeing you. The one thing I will say about the new Star Wars movie, without spoiling it for anybody, is that Mark Hamill has the greatest agent in Hollywood. That he got second billing in that film, and anyone who's seen the movie knows what I'm talking about.
He's also got a pretty epic beard. We'll just say that.
He looked like he was. He looked like he had been. He just got out of a meth binge.
Yes.
All right. I do want to make a plug, if I may. This weekend is the big unveiling of the all-new DM Underground. It's a whole weekend of movies and stuff like that, and it all wraps up on Sunday with the 10th anniversary TMOA radio show.
Yep, I have a show on Friday. I have one on Friday afternoon, then they do the best of 2015 afterwards.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're basically the keynote speaker then. Kind of.
All right.
But we're asking everybody if you were a part of the movies, if you never got, if you left TMU because there was nothing happening and everything was the same, come back. There are so many changes. We all think you're going to be blown away. The only thing that hasn't changed is I am still doing the opening number for the anniversary shows. What can I do? Ken won't let me not do it.
Hey,
Be blown away by what's going to go down. It's, you definitely will be happy about it, from what I've heard. So, looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. There's so much stuff. People who have not been around for the last 2 to 3 years and haven't heard all the discussion that's gone on about it and all the planning. I think they're going to be blown away. I really do.
that's awesome. Good to hear.
All right. Well, I will get out of here. Thanks for having me on. And Kente, I will see you in April when I start doing Real Discoveries on the regular show.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you later.
See me on Sunday, too. All right.
Oh, yes. You'll see me on Sunday. Yes, I'll be doing my annual Oscar prediction, which is invariably wrong. I got to stop voting with my heart and start voting with my head, damn it. All right, guys. Later. I'm out.
All right. So, DL, before we say goodbye, I just want to, if people wanted to get you in social media and such, how can they do so?
My Twitter handle is DLW Films. My Facebook handle is DLW Films. And my YouTube handle is DLW Films. So, DLW Films.
DLW Films. All right. Now, I'm glad Olaf is back, because tonight we're going to actually do our rapid fire segment, and we're going to rapid fire both Ben and DL. Is getting
goody
fire treatment. So basically, the way that rapid fire works is that me and Olaf will pepper you and Ben with questions. Maybe not necessarily about the business, maybe of a more personal nature, but we don't get too personal because we don't get down like that. Okay. All right. So the first question I always like to start off with, and we'll start off with DL, then Ben, and we'll keep going back and forth, is that a couple of years ago at Coachella, they had a hologram concert for the rapper Tupac. What dead artist or band would you like to see a hologram concert of, DL?
The Beatles.
Okay. Now, do you want them all holograms? You want the old guys and 2 holograms, or?
No, just all of them holograms.
Okay. All right. What about you, Ben?
Ooh, tough one, but probably Jimi Hendrix. He's like,
yeah, I'm down with that. All right, Olaf, your question.
Okay, let's go with. Let's start off with Ben. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
to be honest, I think I would climb the Matterhorn.
DL, where would you go?
Anywhere?
Anywhere in the world or out of the world?
Oh, okay. Well, if it was out of the world, I would love to go to Saturn.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Exciting. I don't think you survived, but okay.
No, I wouldn't, but it would still be pretty cool.
That would be cool. That'd definitely be cool. Okay, it's the zombie apocalypse, and you can only have two weapons. One is a firearm, and the other one is a melee weapon. So, DL, what would your firearm be, and what would your melee weapon be?
Oh gosh. Let's see. Firearm would be probably a Star Trek phaser, and my melee weapon would be probably Aragorn's sword from the Lord of the Rings. Total opposite spectrum.
You're the first person to say that. Normally, it's like stuff we can actually. I thought I was about to say if he said lightsaber, I would have just pulled out this.
I should have said lightsaber. Damn it.
What about you, Ben? What would your firearm be, and what would your melee weapon be in the zombie apocalypse?
About an AR-15 because I shot one before I know how powerful those things are, and the next thing is a machete. It gets the job done.
He said it all creepy.
Ben, that was super creepy, especially since you've got like no light on your face. You're just like this creepy guy.
It's like, yes, I just use a machete because it gets the job done. Let's see. Okay. What is one of your favorite moments of either? It's like we'll start DL. One of your favorite moments during the graveyard show.
Oh. My favorite moment was Bill Goldberg coming out to the show and getting to hang with him all day and direct him and tell him what to do. That was probably one of the coolest moments. Yeah, besides meeting the director of Phantasm, but yeah.
All right.
Cool. It's like Ben, favorite moment for you.
Of what though?
It's like making a movie, or it's like movie making.
Okay. It's definitely when you get a really good performance, and there's this production it's pretty much what you would call the great people of my own work. You have three great actors, Robert Benjamin, and then you have one guy named Ben Britton, who is an NYU graduate, and then you have Silent Night all together in a room.
Ooh.
And they're all acting the scene, and it's just the greatest scene of acting I've ever heard, and I want to film it as great as I can, because it's one of those out-of-the-world performances, especially on PK's part.
Are you crying?
It's amazing.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna say what's that guy named Robert Gates?
No,
what's that guy's name? Robert Gates, your buddy.
Robert S. Benjamin.
No, the Gates guy.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex Gates. There you go. The inside.
Girl.
All right. So, okay. What DL? What is your favorite? What's your guilty pleasure junk food?
Okay. Guilty pleasure. Oh, shoot. There's so many. Can't you tell? I'm fat. I mean, Cheetos are the first thing that come to mind. Cheetos, man. You get them on your fingers, then you got to lick your fingers. I mean, it's like the ultimate food to make you feel fat when you eat them.
Now, are we talking about regular Cheetos or the Flaming Hots or what?
Just regular crispy Cheetos. Mm-hmm. Crispy or puffs. They're all good.
Commercial. What about you, Ben? What's your favorite guilty pleasure junk food?
Cherry dilly bars. Dairy Queen.
What is it called?
There you go.
What is it called? Wait. What was that called?
Chili dilly bar.
Oh, cherry dilly bar.
Cherry dilly bar. Okay, dilly bar from Dairy Queen. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good one right there.
All right, Olaf, it's on you.
Okay. What is your favorite animal? Ben, start with you.
animal?
Yeah, favorite animal.
Hmm.
Dog or cat?
I had a pretty good. I had a great cat that we lost recently. He was 21 years old, but just because of him, cat. He's
Okay.
docile and friendly.
All right. DL, dog or cat?
I used to be a dog guy, but I've had cats for like 6 years now, so I've kind of been a convert. My cat is a dog. It eats everything with me, so I have to say cats, man. You know,
Okay.
this guy is the most adorable thing you could ever see.
All right. So, all right, we're gonna start with you, DL. Give me your Mount Rushmore of great video game characters. That's four people that would go on your Mount Rushmore of video game characters.
I don't know, man. I mean, okay, so are we talking about like video game, like characters from video games? Who are my top favorites?
Yeah.
Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Lara Croft, Squall Leonhardt,
Okay.
Cloud Strife,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see. Oh gosh, I don't. Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. All right. What about you, Ben? Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
I mostly play simulation games, but Mario, since I played the first game I remember playing was the Mario Brothers game on Nintendo, the original Nintendo system. Let's see. I would go with. I always like the main character from Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah. The great
Great game. As for Fallout, there's a personal favorite character for Fallout New Vegas, which is Mr. House. I always liked Mr. House. And was there 4 or 5? Let's see. And then this one was from Half-Life, but one of the stupid scientists who ask you in the middle of a catastrophe, ask you who ate all the donuts.
Half-Life 2 is easily top 5 greatest video game of all time. Easily.
Never played it.
Do yourself a favor. It still holds up, and it's what is it, like 10 years old at least?
Yeah, at least.
It's still
At
good.
least
It's still good. Half-Life 2 is amazing
Character, his name Wanderer of Shadow of the Colossus. Sorry.
And Shadow of the Colossus too. That's definitely up there too. Beautiful, amazing. All right,
I'm still trying to beat GoldenEye. So
that was it.
All right, DL, start off with you. It's like you're on death row. Your last meal. You get to order your last meal. What would your last meal be?
it would probably be. Well, right now, what sounds real good is some chicken fried steak with some business and gravy and eggs.
There you go. There you go. All righty, Ben.
Let's see. A Reuben, a dang good Reuben.
Okay.
Let's see, Coogan, which is a slice of Coogan. There was an old recipe that it's way on the small town. There used to be an old woman who made it, but she died. She took her recipe to the grave. And it was the kind of dessert that would melt in your mouth. It was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is the one we always close out with. And now, Ben, you're based in Minnesota. And DL's based in Oregon. What, Portland? Are you in Portland?
Springfield.
Okay, so tailor it to your city. You got to help a brother out. A young man is in your town, and he's going to take a young lady out on the first date. And he needs your advice on what's the best first date to take this young lady out in your town. So, DL, you are first. Uncle DL, you got to...
I would say go to Portland. So, I mean, there's nothing glamorous about Springfield, that's for sure. Yeah, I'd probably take her to Portland, and
Okay.
And there, there's a lot of cool things. There's you got the big mansion up there. You got nice dinner. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's. I'd take her to Portland, walk her around the city because you could park, and then jump on the train and basically tour the entire city without having to drive, and you guys are just interacting. There's a Starbucks every 5 feet, and so you got plenty of caffeination to keep you awake, if she turns out to be a boring date. And yeah, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm. And do you go for a kiss on that first date?
Well, yeah, because I'm also trying to, do other things too on the first date, but that's usually the first step.
All right. What about you, Ben? In your town, what's
Minneapolis?
Is it Minneapolis or St. Paul?
I'm in the area, so I'll just group all of them together.
Okay.
Metroplex. First of all, there's several good places to eat. If she's out of state, Mall of America. But she is, and like everybody else who's sick of it, there's Minneapolis is a very strange town. There's the Minnehaha Falls, which is this big giant waterfall. This whole city has a ton of parks. So, and then there's a ton of theaters. If she's interested, there's always a concert venue going on. There's like 600 museums. It depends on what she's interested in. And there's one place built out of a small gas station. The food is considered one of the best in the country.
Wait a minute. Did you say take it to a gas station?
Gas station?
Well, it's built out of. It was built out of a former gas station.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I know you didn't say take your date to a gas station. Oh, shoot.
But if you ever seen Man vs. Food, Adam Richmond says this is one of the best places to eat in the United States. And it is.
Wait, it's not a gas station, though.
No, it's built out of one.
Okay.
It's a restaurant.
So you trying to get this guy not a second. Okay.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna go down to the gas station tonight. And it's like, what? Yeah, you wouldn't be very far.
Hot dogs on the rotisserie. You can get two, baby.
It's actually a rotisserie. It's a rotisserie, actually.
I was gonna say that if the date's going bad, you just take her to IKEA. They got good, good meatballs there. So
I'm gonna fill you up. Oh man, that was funny.
But
okay,
this place is called Brasa,
okay.
and it's a rotisserie place, but it's
okay.
one of the best. I remember the dog. He dug out the trash and he dug to the way bottom to get a little piece of meat out of there. It was there for at least a couple of days, and I was like, "All right, I'm not mad at you." Because that was impressive. But it is good food, especially the cornbread. Everything is so tender. It's just amazing. So, and hey, first thing about date, you got to keep her on a full stomach, never an empty one.
Right. Well, make sure she has a lot of gas. Basically.
Yeah.
I wanna thank both of you guys. D.L. Watts and of course Benjamin Tuttle. This has been really cool. I want to start off with you, Ben. How can people get you in social media? And do you have any projects for us to look out for?
Let's see. I just released a small production called Sky Girl. You can find me on YouTube under Benjamin Tuttle, Tuttle. I have a Facebook under Benjamin Tuttle Video, and my Twitter handle is 4413media.
And can you put a link to in the chat of Sky Girl so people can check it out?
Oh yeah, I will. I'm going to be doing something tomorrow, which is a podcast on iClone Production. I've been doing it for off and on for about 6 months.
Okay, I gotta check that out then. I didn't even know. You didn't tell me about it, Ben.
I've been quiet about it.
No, don't be quiet about it. Let me know. All right, DL, how can people watch Graveyard Cards, and where is it located at, and if they want to know more information and all that stuff?
Well, if you want to watch Graveyard Cars, you gotta if you have Comcast, it's channel 711 here in the Northwest. I'm not sure exactly where it is elsewhere, but you have to have the HD package to be able to receive the channel Velocity. But if you have that, then you should be able to find Velocity by Discovery Channel. And right now we're not airing, so if you find us, we're probably in reruns. So we won't be airing again until probably fall time of this year. So there's still some time, but you can catch episodes on YouTube for $1.99. You can also find us on Amazon. We also have 1.8 million fans on Facebook, facebook.com/Graveyard Cars. We're on Twitter at Graveyard Cars. And if you want to follow my personal stuff, I'm youtube.com/DLW Films. And I've actually got a new series that I've started called Filmmaking Tips, which are just little animated segments, just giving tips about how to make films. Super simple. I release one once a day. So, check us out. I got short films up there. I've got like 6 short films that I've done. So starting with The Letter, my most recent one, Trinket, which is a fantasy adventure film. So, but yeah.
That's awesome. What about you, Olaf? How can people get you social media and such?
Alrighty, well, you can stalk me on both Facebook and Twitter at Olaf Barbosa, but just don't stalk too close because I do get nervous and I do have an itchy trigger finger.
You can follow me at Kente F. We will be on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. I'll be interviewing filmmaker, actor, writer, producer Damian Smith, and we'll be talking about mainly about his film About That, which was recently in the Pan-African Film Festival. Looking forward to chopping it up with him. Of course, Sunday will be on twice in the morning covering the Black Sails TV show, and at night we'll be covering The Walking Dead as well. So very busy coming up. We're really officially still on hiatus. We won't be back until like probably April. Maybe we'll do one more show or something like that. Maybe the next time, DL, we have you on, we're gonna have a reunion with you and Jake Chief.
Jake Chief, no.
He's been growing up.
Yeah, well, he's probably like 6'5" now. Probably, and it probably sounds like Barry White.
Is he?
Yeah, we'll get Maverick. We'll get Maverick.
Is he still related to that actor?
You know what? He is. In fact, he is related to Alan Alda. Found out that he is. He wasn't lying. He's Alan Alda's grandfather.
Wow.
I mean, grandson, father. So he took a. He had pictures of him with him and everything at the premiere for that movie. What's that movie called? What was that movie? The Tower Heist. And
well, I'll tell you what, I probably will not come back on until you get the Maverick or Lucinda to come on as a guest star. So,
well, you know what? I think it was you and Chris are the devil. So I don't think Maverick could do that. Well, didn't what he said that I should be listening to you guys because you guys are Satan?
Yeah, that we're Satan. Mm-hmm. God help us. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, but it is great to see you, and I'm so happy for your success. And please let us know when the wedding happens. And I think that's really awesome that you guys are still together and going strong. And and then you got to have little Watsons. Got to get on that too. So.
Well, you might be hearing a little bit more from me because, I might be hanging around the TMU community a little bit more than usual. So, and I might have a little project up my sleeve. So you never know.
All right, man. We're looking forward to that, then. All right. So we'll catch you tomorrow right here at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, right here on indieradio.org. Peace.
Thanks for watching.